What's good? What's good? What's good, fans? What's good? What's good? Thank you guys for tuning in. I got your man, Blair the Flair Cobbs with me. We're gonna talk about some boxing and some of his history, why he switched to Freddie Roach, and then get his predictions on some of these fights coming up in 2021. Blair, how you doing today?
I'm doing wonderful. I'm working very hard. I had a great training camp, great trainers, and just been ready for this fight.
Okay, well that's perfect. That's kind of exactly what we want to hear. Your motivation and your how you feeling, your health for this going into this big fight. You're a couple weeks away now. Were you in your training? A couple weeks out from the fight, are you kind of dialing things back? Are you ramping it up? What stage of your training are you in for the fight coming up a couple weeks from tonight or from today?
Well, I peaked out. I peaked out in my training camp, so now I'm just coasting down and just focusing on just the opponent ahead of me, which is Brad Solomon. We're going to put on a great show. Brad has a lot of experience, so we're going to offset a lot of that with my own experience in the gym. I've been training very, very hard for this fight, and I can't wait to show up and show out.
So training, obviously, we're coming on the backside of the pandemic. How has training been this last year for you? Obviously, you haven't fought since early in 2020. So were you able to maintain training throughout all the year, or kind of talking about what the last years looked like for you?
Oh man, it's been challenging. I've been going through a whole lot of things. Um, like I've been in training camp almost the whole time. I've been in
Okay.
actual training camp the
Oh
whole
wow.
time. It's like a never-ending training camp because right at the end of the training camp, it's like, oh yeah, we're going to have another fight and another fight, or like yeah, 2 months later, 2 months later, it's just been
Oh, it
it's
kept
been
getting
one
pushed,
hell
moved
of a
around.
road though.
Okay.
I've gone yeah, I've gone through a whole lot of adversity. I've gotten through a whole lot of adversity mentally, physically, and spiritually. And I survived. I survived and overcome. And that's what it's all about. Surviving and overcoming any and every adversity that's put in your way.
Oh man, that's a great message to a lot of people about because everybody comes up with adversity, right? So if you can survive and overcome it, that just makes you better as a person, right? So let's talk about Brad Solomon and kind of what you see in him and what you expect, how you expect him to attack you.
Um I expect fireworks coming straight out the gate, and then I don't think that he's going to try to initiate the fight. I'll be lucky if he does, because then he'll
No.
fall into all kinds of crazy traps that I got. I've came with a whole new bag of tricks.
Okay.
Coming June 19th, it's gonna be an incredible ass whooping, and I just hope that the fans come out and show up, because it's gonna be a whole lot of boos and a whole lot of woos ready for Blair to Flair.
Okay, so you say you got a whole new bag of tricks. Is that from your time with Freddie Roach? Would have that been with you? Did you recruit Freddie, and how has that time been with Freddie, and what have you learned working with Freddie Roach?
I've done a whole lot. I've learned a whole lot, and it's been interesting. You know, gaining my stripes in the Wildcard Gym,
Okay, how
and
so?
getting to that level. Because you come in there and you're the bottom of the barrel, and everyone is good. Everyone's good. Everyone's good in there. So if you can overcome the harsh training regimen, sparring 3 times a week, and just a whole lot of hard work, the strength and conditioning and everything, if you can just literally survive it, and if you can overcome all the obstacles, and if you're the cream of the crop, then then you are destined for greatness, and you are destined to be a world champion. And in that gym, I've risen to be the cream of the crop, and I believe that it is time. My time is coming very, very soon, and I will be ready for a world title shot
Okay,
the moment that contract is laid on the table.
you ready? Freddie makes you ready, huh? So what is
Absolutely.
it?
He's got a
So
lot of
what is
experience.
so is it just a competition in the gym that makes that prepares the fighters, or is what is Freddie doing? What's if you can kind of pull the curtain back and let the fans know what's going on in that gym? What kind of magic is Freddie pixie dust is he spreading on you guys just to kind of improve your game so much?
Um, Freddie Roach has a very, very harsh and tough way of training fighters, and it's for a reason. Everything is for a reason. The reason why is because boxing is a harsh and tough environment. It's a harsh and tough world out there for fighters. And in the boxing gym, in Wildcard Gym, you have nothing but the elite fighters fighting each other, and
Okay.
everybody wants to be the best.
Okay.
Everybody wants to be the best.
Sure.
So in the end, it's like only the cream of the crop rises,
Okay.
and you have to face whatever demons that you've been hiding in that ring. You got to face them every single day. If you get your ass whipped, you got to face that man just the day after.
You gotta come back and see him.
Because we sparring 3 times a week. Yeah,
Okay.
you got to come back and see him. We need that rematch. Let's go. And
Got you.
it's
Got
it's
you.
it's that's kind of how it is. I look to my left and my right. There's nothing but there's first of all, everybody's undefeated. Second of all,
Okay.
I look to my left and my right. Everybody is an Olympian. So
Got you.
that just goes to show you the type of level that they're on in that gym. So when you
So,
have a person like me that's rambunctious, that creates a whole lot of drama, that brings and draws a whole lot of attention, everybody wants to beat Blair Flair, and Blair Flair rises to the occasion. You know,
okay.
everybody,
So you got all kind of cats coming at you.
all kinds of cats. And I'm the wreck maker. I'm the wreck maker. I'm causing all the drama.
There you go. Okay.
Before
So
and
it just
after ass whoopings, I'm talking this shit.
so in other words, it just simply put it makes you step your game up across the board in there, right? Got you. Got you. That's
Absolutely,
pretty.
and not to
That,
mention
that,
having a great trainer with a lot of experience to help guide
okay.
you along the way.
Yeah, that's pretty. That's pretty dope, man. So it sounds like it's going to be good for you. Um, let's talk about some of these fights that coming up here in 2021. Some of the bigger name fights. Davis and Barrios. Who do you have in that fight? What's your prediction in that fight?
I don't have too many predictions. You said is David Benavidez fighting, right?
No, no.
Oh, who
Tank
was it?
Davis, Tank Davis, and Mario Barrios.
Okay. Well, I don't know. Tank has a very, very strong eye. His focus is pretty fast and pretty sharp, and he's a one-shot fighter. I don't think Barrios is going to be able to like outwit him. You
Okay.
know, I definitely 100% know that like other fighters can beat a Javante Davis, like a Devin Haney or such, but not Barrios. No, he's going to get hit, and when he does, he's going to go out. Um, it takes a certain type of fighter to frustrate a
Davis.
fighter of the likes of Davis. Yeah.
Okay. What about this Pacquiao Spence fight? Can you make? I mean, you might see Pacquiao in the gym every now and then at the Wildcard Gym. Are you amazed that Pacquiao still getting it at 42 years old? And what do you think about him and Spence?
Well, tell you the truth, yeah, like he's still getting it at like in the 40s, and he's looking amazing. He looked amazing in the fight with
Keith Thurman, yep. Keith Thurman, yep,
Keith
yep,
Thurman.
yep, yep.
Matter of fact, both of those fighters surprised me. Keith Thurman came in way better than I ever saw him before and looked amazing. And then Pacquiao looked amazing too.
Right.
So it's just like, wow, I didn't even know that was even possible. And yeah, so I don't know. I don't know what's going to happen in the Pacquiao uh Earl Spence fight.
Spence,
Earl
yeah, yeah.
Spence is going to try to punch and be a power puncher. and I don't know if that's going to work out for somebody like a Pacquiao. You know, we already know that stepping just a quick little step back is not good enough to get away from a Pacquiao, and just having your hands up and guarding might not be good enough to get away from a Pacquiao either. You know, and that's all he has as far as his elements of defense. I don't know what's going to happen, but also Pacquiao ain't the best Pacquiao that's being produced. So it's going to be very interesting.
Yeah, I think that's going to be a good one that everybody's going to tune in just for the same reasons that you mentioned right there. Canelo, um, Canelo Alvarez versus Caleb Plant. What do you think of? What's your thoughts on that one?
Oh man, I've been studying this man because I
Who's
look
that?
forward to fighting him in a very not too distant future.
Who's that?
Canelo Alvarez.
Okay.
Canelo Alvarez is very strategic. His thought process is on another level. It's unparalleled. Like it's very few fighters that I know that can have. I don't even know any. I don't even know any. He literally set up a shot and sacrificed rounds to set up one shot and completely destroy his opponent. You know, he's losing rounds and then boom, it's over.
There you
I
go.
don't I don't see Caleb Plant making
He ain't
any
ready.
kind of way. I mean,
He ain't ready.
unless he can fucking hurt Canelo Alvarez, I don't think that's gonna happen. Like, the only person I gave a little bit of like, okay, this guy might have a little bit on him was the Charlo brother, the bigger one, the Charlo brother that's in 160. I thought that he had a really good shot, but after really studying this man, I don't know if anybody has what it takes to beat a Canelo Alvarez just yet.
So let me ask you this question. Um, Canelo, he came into the game like as a real power puncher, right? And now he's his last couple of fights. It looks like he's morphed into maybe a counter puncher. And if somebody comes in there and really can punch and hit him, and that'll kind of throw him off, and then maybe they can take advantage of his counter punching. What's your thoughts on that?
I think anybody that goes in there and is a little too confident or gains too much confidence because he likes to play games with people's minds and allow them to feel more confident than they really are. I mean, more confident than what they are. And
Or
the
they should
next thing
be.
you know it, then they should be, and the next thing you know it, the game is over.
Okay.
He puts people into what we call a trap. He
Okay.
sets a very strategic, very calculative, and very interesting trap that
Okay.
I don't see a power puncher being able to offset Canelo. I mean, Canelo went through his hardest times with Triple G and learned from that too. And he's very conscious. He's very conscious, very aware. And so he's going to be
Okay.
a very, very hard task for anyone.
So you saying these are games? I'm seeing these are games he's playing with fighters, huh? That's kind of tricking us,
He's playing.
boxing fans.
He's he's playing games with these guys. These guys, there's like no competition. He done won the fight long before the fight got started. I'm looking
Got
at
you.
him. I'm watching him. I see his
Right.
training.
Right.
I'm watching
Yep.
him very, very carefully. If I believe that I'm going to beat this man, I got to know exactly what he's doing, how he's doing it,
How it's
and
coming? Yeah.
how
Yeah.
to replicate that same thing. And once I fucking figure out how to replicate it, then it's how do I counter it. So
Got you.
you have to be conscious base in order to beat somebody that powerful when it comes to that conscious base system that he's working on. He's not
Okay.
going to be an easy task.
I can dig it. I can dig it. And you just getting yourself ready for that challenge when it comes, huh?
I mean, people like Terrance Crawford is shit. That's a hell of a test right there. If I could beat a Terrance Crawford, then that'd be like, okay, that's a good step towards a Canelo Alvarez.
Are
Alvarez is very, very calculative, even more so than a Terrance Crawford. You
are you
know,
looking to
he
are you looking to get Terrence Crawford in the ring?
Absolutely. Terrance Crawford is a fantastic fighter. I would love to get in the ring with him. I've been preparing my body and my mind and my skills to beat Terrance Crawford for quite a while now. By the time we
Oh,
get in the ring, the fight will be over. The
oh
fight will
wow.
be over.
Okay.
Like,
Okay.
yeah. But
Okay. Well, we got
yeah,
breaking news here.
that's
Blair
just
Cobbs.
one thing.
Okay, we got breaking news here. Blair Cobbs said he wants Terrance Crawford. Um, so let me, Blair Cobbs, tell the people where they can find you on social media. How do they find you?
Well, you can find the great one, Blair the Flair, on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube at Blair the Flair. And for more exciting content, BlairTheFlair.com. Woo! Because nobody
But
does it better, baby.
oh, okay, I ain't done with you now. I ain't done. Now I got some random questions for you, hey, Blair. I'm warning you, completely random,
Okay? Bring it on.
completely,
Bring it on.
completely random
We,
questions. I want to see.
12
I want to
rounds,
see where you
baby.
are. I want to see where you are, Blair. What is your favorite piece of furniture?
Oh, boy. My favorite piece of furniture. Well, probably the bed.
There you go. That's a crowd
I
favorite.
like
That's
to
a
get
crowd.
rest.
That's a. I bet you do, especially
Yeah.
when you're working out. That's a crowd favorite. Okay, what is your oldest piece of clothing? You got an old sweatshirt, some old socks, some old boxing shorts. What's your oldest piece of furniture? I mean, your oldest piece of clothing.
My oldest piece of clothing.
Yeah.
Hmm. I got this belt
Okay.
that's I have a belt buckle. It's really the belt buckle. The belt I've been
Okay.
switching out because they
Okay.
die on
Got
me
you.
every
I got
so
you. I got you.
often. But I
Okay.
have a belt buckle that is developed out of dinosaur bones.
Out of
It's an
what?
ancient creature, a dinosaur bone.
Okay.
It's
Okay.
an ancient creature inside the actual belt buckle. It's
Got
a
you.
tiny little monkey. Back in the day, they had these little tiny monkeys before humanity existed. These little monkeys that's about this big, and their head was about that big. They created a belt buckle out of it, and it was sold in an auction. My father had bought it, and I was lucky enough to take it from him.
There you go. There you go. Okay. Okay. That's pretty dope. Blair, what's your biggest
Yeah,
fear in
and
life?
I had that since I was a teenager.
Okay. All right. So that sticks with you. What's your biggest fear in life? Is it planes, jumping out of planes, snakes, fire, burning in fire? What's your biggest fear?
My biggest fear is I don't know. Mm. Ooh, that's an interesting one. My biggest fear would be
Like drowning would be mine. Like
not
drown.
fulfilling my destiny.
Okay. All right. That's pretty logical.
My biggest fear is not fulfilling my destiny.
Okay. And what's your
There's
destiny?
nothing more fearful about that. I mean, I know I got God on my side for sure now. He got me through some tough times.
Right. Right.
But
Right. Okay.
you know,
All right. Cool. Now, which superpower would you choose? Which superpower? Would you be invisible? Would you be Flash? Would you strength? Which superpower?
I don't know. I think it's I think it's a draw between two abilities that I would like to have.
What's
Um,
that?
one is to multiply myself.
Okay.
You
What
know,
you want to be two places at one time? What's that?
yeah, like in they have this cartoon called Naruto, and in
Okay.
Naruto they have this character named Naruto that can multiply himself multiple times, and he's
Okay.
able to to gain new skills and abilities because he multiplied himself and he did whatever he did a whole bunch of times, and then when all of those multiples of himself, those clones disappeared,
Uh,
all of those all of the experience from the clones had went into the original body. So
body. Got
he
you. That
multiplied
makes
his
sense.
yeah, he multiplied his experience a
Yeah, that makes sense.
hundredfold.
Right.
So
Right. Right.
he has the strength and abilities and the experience of a person that's 1,000 years old that went
Right.
through
Yeah.
1,000 eras
Okay.
into
Okay.
one person. and he
That's
was
pretty
able to
dope.
cram all that information in one. So if there was an ability, it would be that, to be able to clone myself and then take all the information from the clones. So like,
Uh,
let's say I'll send a clone right here, read this book, read that book, read
yeah,
this
yeah, I
book.
got you.
How about, all right, stay in the stock market, see how that works out. All right, we're in real estate. I need you to go to Philadelphia, buy some buildings here, buy some buildings
Property. Yeah,
here.
yeah.
And then eventually, when it's time for them to
You,
disappear, I take all the knowledge for myself.
that makes
So
sense.
that's one.
That's pretty dope. There you go. That's a good one. See, the fans is learning about you, man.
Yeah. And
Favorite box. Go ahead.
the other power would be to teleport.
Teleport. Yeah,
Teleportation would be incredible,
yeah.
because I
That
can be in place. I can just move. I can move a lot faster.
certainly.
Time
Yeah,
is not a problem anymore.
yeah. That'd be dope as well. Like I was thinking, flying or being invincible. You done took it to another level. You done took it to
Yeah,
another level. I like that.
teleport.
Um, Favorite boxer of all time.
Favorite boxer of all time. Ooh, the favorite boxer of all time. That's a really tough one,
I
because
know
like,
you.
what I like my favorite boxer of all time is Flair in like about like 3 to 5 years.
Okay.
Honestly, to be truthful, about 3 to 5 years, you will probably see the biggest attraction in sports history,
Okay. All right.
like bigger
All right.
than Mayweather, bigger than anybody.
Oh,
But I think one of the most pivotal characters in my life that inspired me is Muhammad Ali, and
okay.
what he
Sure.
stood for. He stood for, he was willing to die for what he stood for,
Certainly.
and he was the people's champion. I truly believe that one day, if not right now, Blair Flair will be the people's champion.
Okay. We're looking forward to that day, man. We're looking forward to that day. Now, can you name five of the top boxers outside of yourself? Can you name five of the top boxers in the game currently? It had to be, it had to be Pac-Man and Canelo, just from what we talked about earlier, right?
Yeah, right. Pacquiao still in the game. Wow. Like,
Yeah.
don't sprain the ankle, old man.
Now,
Um,
who do you have listed as your kind of your top five in boxing?
I don't know. I
You don't
really
rank
don't
them
have a top five. I just have a bingo book, honestly.
a Bango book. Is that what
Yeah,
you
I
said?
just have a bingo book. Yeah, I just
Who?
have just just targets. I don't even
Okay,
I'm not like I don't know. I'm no longer a fan of boxing.
that's even better.
I'm a competitor. I am a
That's it.
competitor on the highest level.
Okay, that's even better. So,
So
can you want to point out your targets on your list? You talked about Crawford. You talk about you want to get in there. You study Canelo. Who's on that Bango list?
Canelo is at the very, very top of the list. He's gonna be very hard to beat, even when I have an advantage. Speed,
Hmm.
power, calculative thinking, weight,
Okay.
because I'm just lighter. So like, I'm like almost like a puff of air. How the hell you gonna hit? You can't even hit smoke. Like, you ain't
Listen
even gonna
to
be
it.
able to hit this smoke. I'm bringing all the smoke. But even with that, it's gonna be a hell of a test. We
Okay.
started in the same city. That just goes like give you a little bit of history. He was fighting on my undercard as an amateur. I was the biggest attraction with the hair
Okay.
and everything, and like
Okay.
just was a big different person, and that brought a lot of entertainment. But
Okay.
yeah, Canelo. I think eventually we will get to that final circle. Um,
Okay.
we have Terrance Crawford, a very tough test, very smart, very calculative, and he's only getting better and better. But I think he's starting to slow down. Um, I almost know him like the back of my hand now.
Really? Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
like it's crazy. Who else? I would love to fight Ugas. He should have a belt right now, right?
Yeah,
I would
he was
love,
just the super champ. He's
yeah,
a super
I
champ.
would
Yeah.
love to fight. Absolutely. Adrian Broner would be an incredible breakout fight. It's gonna have a whole lot of drama in that fight. Just the build up alone is gonna be crazy. So I might end up talking to Adrian Broner to get that fight made in the not too
Okay.
distant future. Um, who else? Man, I've been dying to smack up Jesse Vargas.
Wow. Listen.
He needed an
Okay.
opponent, and I'll fight him. I said I'll fight him at 154. Fuck it, I'll take it. You know,
Uh-huh.
and then
Okay.
he's like, yeah,
And
I'm having a hard time getting a fight. Fight Blair or Flair. I'm tearing your ass up right now.
anyway, listen, he done called him
I
out.
don't
So
know.
you
It's
called
just
you
a
call,
bunch of other guys.
so you gonna call out Broner. You called out Pacquiao. You calling out Terrance Crawford. Man, you got your Bango book is pretty thick. Your Bango book is thick with
It's
some.
pretty thick.
Okay, all right. That's I'm gonna be looking forward to those fights and looking to talking to you in the future when those fights gets lined up. Man, there was a question I didn't ask you earlier. Um, you started in Mexico. You're from Mexico, but how'd you end up in North Carolina?
Carolina. Oh, for fights. Oh
Okay,
man, like it's been a really weird road. Um, I was actually in Philadelphia at that time,
okay,
and then a
okay,
guy that was helping me in my management and helping me to get me some fights. He had found somebody in North Carolina
uh, okay,
that can get me these fights. No, ain't nobody going to fight me in Philadelphia, and it got even worse once I became like 4-0, and they start realizing like, oh yeah,
he ain't no
he
joke.
yeah, like yeah, he ain't no joke. He's just as good as he was in the amateurs, and probably even worse. Like maybe we should tell everybody not to fight him. And that's kind of like what happened. Like, you know, I used to hate being in Philadelphia because everybody would tell on me. Like, you know what I mean? It'd be deals to be trying to get made. I'm like, oh yeah, let's fight this guy. Okay. Oh yeah, Mike Reed, let's go. You're like, and then I get a call. Yeah, we're not fighting. Oh yeah, we're not fighting. It didn't matter how good the fucking fighter was. Nobody wanted to fight me, and it was a real rough period. That's why I went on a big 3-year layoff. 3 years I couldn't get a fight.
Okay, all right. So you went down to North Carolina and got some fights in, huh? Okay, cool.
Yeah,
No,
just to get some
no.
fights in.
Okay, so you talked about cloning yourself so you can learn more about the stock, so you can learn more about investments, so you can learn more about real estate. Um, is it important to you to influence the youth and then train some of these guys on some of this information that you've already come across? Is that important to you?
Absolutely. But like I'm actually I've actually taken one guy under my wing already, and it's not just about that though. The biggest thing we have to get through is the biggest breakthrough is the mindset of like of a person. So like that's probably one of the biggest influences right now is just trying to help people change the dynamic of the mindset so they can get into the winning column of life.
Okay,
It's not just about boxing, but it's of
sure,
life. You know, yeah. I'm around a lot of very positive people, a lot of very financially inclined people, a lot of well-off people that are moving into a very good positive direction. We're
sure.
I'm all about changing the world. I'm all about the shift. The shift.
Okay.
I'm all about shift. Moving to that next level. Hey man, like everyone I know is a millionaire. I
Oh,
got
wow.
more
Okay.
millionaires on my phone than people that's not millionaires on my phone.
Got
You
you.
know
Got
how
you. Got you.
much is my phone worth? The amount of people that I can contact to make a deal happen. That's how I feel.
That's pretty dope. That's pretty dope. So why is it important to you to kind of take this guy under your wing and kind of show him the ropes? Why is that important to you?
It's important to give back. Whatever knowledge that you have is given to you because of God, because of the experiences, and because of your hard work and dedication. And it's not something that should be huddled together and try to push. I've done that before and it did nothing but hurt me. The
There you
only
go.
way that you can receive in life is to give. I know that giving is a very, very powerful piece to success. You have to tithe. You have to give. You have to be giving when that time comes. If you feel as though there is someone that is willing to learn, willing to listen, and is deserving of whatever knowledge that you have to bring to the table, it is your responsibility to do so.
That's pretty dope, man. That speaks to you as a person and your maturity as a person, as a human. That's great. Final question for you: if if you had an additional 250 grand added to your purse for this fight coming up in on the 19th, what do you do with that?
If I had an additional what? 200 and
250k,
what?
250k.
250K.
Yeah,
10%
what do you
goes
do
to the
with that?
church.
Okay,
10%
okay,
will go to whatever church that changed. Like there's a church in Philadelphia that changed my life called
okay,
Casa de Gloria. I would tithe before I do anything.
okay. Oh,
Um, whether it's to a church, I might even break it up, okay, to a church, and then I'll find whatever organization that I truly believe in that's changing this world, that's making positive movement, and whatever that moves my spirit.
sure.
That's the first thing. Another 10% will go into savings for my family, for for the generations to come. And then there's another 10% that'll go only to basically the financial world of investing. And the rest is just moving money here and there, moving money here and there. I don't want to waste any money at all. You know,
Okay,
a little bit will go towards entertainment and value and having a good time. And
right,
and
right.
then that's about it. That's about it. And
So
moving
that's
on.
pretty
I mean, 200,000 is not a lot of money. We had that already.
right.
I've
Yeah, yeah,
seen
no,
millions of
no.
dollars come and go. So I know that it's all about the mind state and being mentally focused and prepared for when those dollars come in. You don't want to leave it just as fast as it comes.
Sure, exactly, exactly. No, I just want to ask that question and kind of see where you're at, man. So I'm dealing with an intelligent dude, a dude who knows what he wants and has a plan for the future. That's great, Blair. I want to thank you for your time, Blair. Once again, let the people know where they can find you on social media.
Absolutely. You can check me out on Instagram, Twitter, Facebook, YouTube at Blair Flair. For more exciting content, BlairTheFlair.com. It is the most exciting man in boxing, Blair the Flair. And we have come to bring drama June 19th. Check it out, baby. Woo!
And lastly, Blair, tell the people thank you for making our voice your choice. Just recite that if you would.
Thank you for making our voice your choice.
Love it, Blair. Thank you for your time, big guy. Have a good one, and I'm gonna look forward to your fight come June 19th, man. Thank you for your time once again.
Much. Voice of the fans, baby.
Voice of the fans. There we go, baby. Appreciate your time.
All right, take care.